This is George talking to Mike Tyson, bro. This shit crazy, bro. Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson reportedly clashed with members of Jake Paul's team at an airport, resulting in a chaotic scene that has quickly garnered widespread media attention. The incident has left onlookers shocked and has fueled speculation about the underlying tensions between the two camps. Moreover, Mike Tyson didn't waste time in reaching out to Jake Paul after Paul's triumph over Mike Perry on Saturday night. He posted a video of himself watching Paul be introduced to his social media pages, writing, "The countdown begins. 118 days, 16 weeks and 6 days, 17 weekends, 2,832 hours, 169,920 minutes, 10,195,200 seconds. The clock starts now." Regarding Paul, he stated unequivocally in his DAZN post-fight interview that he will only take on Tyson in his next fight. He said, "I did put him down in the first round, and he just survived it, but Mike Tyson, your next big boy, sign the contract. November 15th on Netflix. I'm excited for that one. I'm going to go home and prepare for that." Paul appears to be setting his sights on future adversaries, even before his bout with Tyson, by challenging UFC light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira. He said, "And Alex Pereira, you said you want to box. I'm the king of this. I'm the king of this. Come over, we can make it happen. I want you, Alex Pereira. Indeed, I just beat a BKFC champion. I beat multiple UFC champions, and he said he wants to box. So Alex Pereira, after Mike Tyson, let's make it happen." However, Mike Tyson is getting ready to take on Jake Paul. The Paul-Tyson match was initially set for June 20th, but an ulcer flare-up forced Tyson to postpone the fight. Consequently, Perry stepped in to face Paul and lost the battle. Despite this impressive feat for the 27-year-old, his achievements still fall short of the legendary 57-year-old Tyson's accomplishments. Tyson reigned as the undisputed world champion from 1987 to 1990, amassing an impressive career record of 50 wins, 6 losses, and 2 draws, with 44 of those victories coming by knockout. His final professional bout occurred in 2005, ending in a defeat to Kevin McBride. Tyson's most recent exhibition match took place in 2020, resulting in a draw against Roy Jones Jr. Tyson's match against Jones Jr. featured a mere 2-year age difference between the fighters. However, the notable age gap between Tyson and Paul promises to add an intriguing element to their upcoming bout. After taking out Mike Perry, Jake gave a savage warning to Tyson. He said, "Mike, I love you, but this is my sport now. You're a legend. You're one of the 2 most famous boxers to ever live. You and Muhammad Ali. It's an honor to get in the ring with you. I'm so honored. You're a legend. But I'm going to take your throne, brother." When Perry was knocked down, Tyson probably breathed a sigh of relief, but he continued to get up until the referee ultimately broke up the fight. Paul claimed that prior to his bout with Perry, Tyson had called him. Jake Paul revealed, "Tyson was concerned about me taking this fight. He's like, what is Jake thinking? This guy Mike Perry is a killer, so he had some concerns." Paul added that a defeat to Perry would have jeopardized his eagerly awaited bout with Tyson. The battle will now take place on November 15th at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, and will be televised on Netflix. Talking about it, Jake said, "And I'm going to get another KO and prove everyone wrong once again. Everyone said that this is a mistake taking this fight, that I was an idiot. I was risking it, but that's why I'm here. I take big risks. I put it on the line, and it's anyone, anytime, anyplace." On Saturday night, Jake Paul submitted Mike Perry via TKO in the 6th round after pinning the bare-knuckle fighter 3 times. Paul started the fight by hitting Perry hard, leaving his face covered in blood. Despite taking several powerful blows, Paul was able to hold Perry at bay with his boxing prowess. Paul said of Perry during an in-ring interview, "Man, he's tough as nails. I'm sorry it took so long, Tampa, but I love you." Cheers went up from the 17,000 strong crowd during the fight. Perry told Paul, "I was trying to roll with the punches and hit your ass back. You did a great job. You were way too fast for me and I couldn't adjust." The decisive and brutal victory makes a matchup with Mike Tyson possible. Paul stated that the bout with Tyson is scheduled for November 15th. According to Andrew Ruff, Tyson's agent, Paul and Paul's manager, Nikisa Badarian, decided to take on Perry. Paul said he wasn't at his best on Saturday, even though he had 3 knockdowns. Paul increased his record to 10-1, while Perry, the bare-knuckle fighter, dropped to 0-2. He said, "I just didn't feel very good tonight. I was sick leading up to this. My knuckle is messed up. It was swollen like a big ball. It's Judgment Day," Jake Paul said, after they got instructions from the ref at the center of the ring. And here we go. Jake moving around as if to avoid any onslaught. Jake strikes the body. Jake with an overhand right. Down goes Perry. Jake delivers 2 lefts and a third. Perry not showing the aggression and pressure he promised. Jake still cautious and ducking as Perry approaches, respecting Perry's power. Jake attacks the body again. Perry lands a couple of blows to the head, including an overhand right. Jake backpedaling but looks in control. Jake 10, Perry 8.
I didn't feel the best, but I got the job done.
You lied to me.
My coaches are saying that I did good, but
Bro, you won 6 out of 6 rounds.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
I don't want to get hit at all.
You
But
have to.
I know, kind of. You don't have to.
But I mean, it's good that you do. You know what I mean? You toughen up.
Why did you get hit?
Yeah, why'd you do that?
I'm fucking soft as hell. I think my energy was a little bit lower.
Perry is displaying no skill. Hands lowered, feet level. Wasn't there an online boxing course accessible? Jake makes a right turn, and Perry falls once more. He gets up and outpaces the tally. Jake appears to be powerful. Perry appears unsteady. Perry seems out of it. Perry walks into a punch from Jake as his right eye is bleeding. The referee issues a warning to Perry when he pushes Jake to the ground. Perry appears to be breathing again. The audience applauded Perry. Perry nearly hits the canvas with a wild left. Jake is 20 and Perry is 16. In round 3, Jake appears extremely hesitant as Perry leads him in. Perry delivers a left hook blow. Jake is moving and staying alert, attempting to avoid the Perry KO power. Huge punch fight encounter. Jake delivers a left-handed jab. Perry is still stalking though. Jake received a head cut. If Mike can prevent it, this is going to erupt into a street brawl. Jake was getting blood in his eyes. Perry is 26 and Jake is 29.
But Matt Bay used the jab. He was way more wild than I thought. He was really hard to hit, leaning back, going off to the side, doing left hand overhand, switching to the southpaw stance. And he did have big punches, and so I was like, I don't want to get hit with one that's just like wild out of nowhere.
Jake starts the round with a clean right. He is now pursuing Perry. Perry stood up, moving about. Jake starts by working his body before launching a jab in the face. Perry faces difficulties. He is swaying. 2 enormous lefts. Without a doubt, Perry is paying for it. Perry swung and missed, appearing to topple over. Jake is clearly exhausted as he attacks Perry. Jake has a solid finish. Perry is 35. Jake is 39. Before the 5th round begins, Perry is examined by the referee. He's cleared to box, so let's get started. Jake attempted a powerful right but missed. Perry is incredibly unwilling to defend himself by raising his gloves. Jake is inking Perry on the left, and that's a really strong jab. Perry's face is now covered in blood. Perry did not throw a punch. Is he left with one huge one? Jake is simply dissecting him at the moment. Perry is 44 and Jake is 49. Perry has been thoroughly cleaned up. I had forgotten his appearance beneath the blood. Perry executes a left and slides the punch in, and gives birth to another. Jake now goes in for the kill, taking out Perry for the 3rd time. It's finished. The referee signals the fight. Jake Paul wins via TKO.
So I just kept him at bay, kept on working, and slowly picked him apart, and that's exactly what I thought was going to happen, but I didn't think he was that durable. This guy's a fucking zombie.
Was it power you were expecting, or was it unexpected power?
It was exactly what I thought. MMA fighters hit harder than boxers, especially when he's a brawler like that. And Mike Perry apparently got fired from the BKFC by Conor McGregor.
It's actually kind of sad. I don't like it.
It is sad. No, it's sad. It's horrible.
Ariel Helwani spoke with Jake Paul briefly in his locker room just prior to the ring walks, with his brother Logan there. Helwani said, "A lot of people say this is the craziest idea that you guys have come up with. Why would you guys take a fight against a guy like Mike Perry when you have the Mike Tyson fight in November?" replied Jake Paul. "I like crazy ideas." Perry, during his own interview before the ring walks, looked a little crazy. He said, "I'm pissed off. I'm ready to go and f him up." Meanwhile, Dustin Poirier isn't going to be wildly applauding Mike Tyson when he steps back into the ring. If Poirier had his way, Tyson would not be involved in the upcoming boxing match against Jake Paul. Poirier finds it incomprehensible that the fight hasn't been called off completely. On the MMA Hour, Poirier recently expressed his concerns. He mentioned that he did not want it to happen, emphasizing that Tyson is 60 years old and he did not wish to see him get hurt. Poirier pointed out that Paul is a young and athletic opponent with the resources to build a strong training camp, making him dangerous. He clarified that he had nothing against Paul, citing his attendance at the Tyron Woodley fight as evidence.
Than the Tyson fight. You know, I didn't want that to happen. The guy's 60 years old. Like, I didn't want that to happen. And I hope it doesn't.
You're hoping he gets canceled.
Yeah, I don't want to see Tyson go out there and get hurt, man.
Right.
60 years old. He's fighting a young guy who's athletic and has the money to put the best people around him and build a camp, and, like, you know, he's dangerous.
Right. So you like Jake?
I don't have anything against him.
Yeah. But like watching him fight.
Yeah, dude.
You went to one of his fights, right?
I went to the Woodley too.
At 27 years old, Paul transitioned from a YouTube star and social media influencer to a professional boxer in 2020. He swiftly gained recognition by selecting opponents with notable reputations but limited boxing experience. His rise to fame included a viral knockout of 3-time NBA dunk champion Nate Robinson, followed by victories over retired MMA star Ben Askren and former UFC champions Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva. Paul is on a 4-fight winning streak after he knocked out BKFC UFC star Mike Perry. Poirier has been keeping tabs on the bare-knuckle fighting scene, including both MMA and boxing. He's open to stepping into the ring without gloves, provided the offer meets his standards. Poirier stated that he views bare-knuckle MMA as a purer form of fighting, suggesting that chokes and grappling would be easier without gloves. He noted that he would need to be paid for participating in such fights, as they guarantee getting cut regardless of defensive tactics. He shared his experiences of attending a few events in person, remarking on the stark difference between watching from a distance and being up close to the ring, where the brutality is evident and the sound of knuckles hitting skulls is particularly unsettling.
A pure way of fighting, I think chokes will be easier, grappling is easier with no gloves.
Oh, bare knuckle MMA.
Yeah.
What about the bare knuckle boxing? The Mike
I'd
Perry
have
stuff.
to get paid.
Yeah.
You know, I'd have to get paid.
It's
It's just like
gruesome.
you're gonna get cut up 100%, no matter,
Right.
you know, how you fight defensively, you're gonna get cut probably.
Do you like watching it?
Yeah, but I've been to a few in person, and watching it and being there close to the ring is two different things, man. It's brutal close.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
More so than TV.
Yeah, because you can hear the knuckles bouncing like off the skull. You can hear it. You know,
Jeez.
yeah, it's nasty, man.
Meanwhile, Demetrius Johnson has been clear about one thing. He strongly opposes the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. Recently, he expressed his concerns about the highly anticipated bout. Johnson is particularly worried about the health of the legendary heavyweight champion. He discussed the issues surrounding this matchup and even shared his prediction for the rescheduled fight. The flyweight champion appeared less than enthusiastic about this match, and his reservations were well-founded. He predicted that Mike Tyson would falter in the bout due to his health issues. Tyson, a boxing icon known for being the youngest ever to win a heavyweight title and the first to simultaneously hold the WBC, WBA, and IBF belts, is now 58 years old. In contrast, his opponent, a former Disney star turned boxer, is just 27. Tyson may have seen better days, but Jake Paul is thriving in his boxing career, boasting a remarkable 10-1-0 record and only one loss. Assessing all the circumstances, Demetrius Johnson declared on his YouTube channel, "I think he's going to knock out Mike Tyson. The reason why is because I think Jake Paul has a chin. He is going to be able to withstand any shot that Mike Tyson could throw at him." He predicted that as the rounds progress, Tyson will grow increasingly fatigued, providing the problem. Child the perfect opportunity to make his move. This scenario could result in the 27-year-old knocking out yet another legend, something Johnson would prefer not to see. Although he mentioned he'd cover the fight if it took place, it wouldn't be his preferred choice. Mighty Mouse has previously voiced his dissatisfaction with this matchup, expressing his unease about it. What bothers him the most is the age difference, and he's not thrilled about Netflix allowing this matchup. DJs even suggested that Paul could face fighters like Tyron Woodley or Mike Perry. Paul actually fought Perry recently and came out on top. Johnson also brought up names such as Jorge Masvidal. Notably, Tyson and Paul were originally set to clash on July 20th, but the fight was postponed to November due to health issues affecting Tyson. This gives Mighty Mouse valid reasons to be wary of this fight. He had previously analyzed the fights of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson individually on his YouTube channel. In one video, he dissected a fight featuring the legendary Tyson, specifically his bout against Roy Jones Jr. The former UFC champion observed that the most challenging aspect for Tyson would be avoiding getting caught by one of Paul's moves during his forward attacks. The baddest man on the planet tried to exploit the openings created by the larger swings and maneuvered accordingly. This strategy caused Jones to miss his hits, while Tyson played aggressively. However, Tyson, now 58 years old, faces a new challenge. Jake Paul has a counter for this tactic. According to DJ, Paul is skilled with uppercuts, and Tyson could get caught by one of those jabs while attempting to close the gap. He added, and Jake Paul does have that uppercut that he hit Homeboy with, that he can probably hit Mike Tyson with as well, because Mike Tyson does duck his head to get into the void and get across it. Meanwhile, Paul recently revealed he had been injured going into the fight with Perry, but insisted it won't affect his showdown with Tyson. Asked if it will delay his fight with Tyson, Paul added, "No, did it delay this fight? No. I'm a warrior, man. I'll fight through anything. We put it all on the line." Paul's business partner, Nakisa Badarian, later revealed Paul had been struggling with an illness all week. He said, "This guy was very sick until this Wednesday. You can listen to him in the face-to-face. Some people commented online, he's been sick for a week. He caught something right before the fight, but the entire time, he was resolute that he wanted to go through with it. He's a warrior. He's a tough man." As the heavyweight icon waits for his postponed battle with the YouTuber, Mike Tyson has discussed his reasons for taking on Jake Paul in an interview. When asked by Esquire about his motivation for fighting Paul, Tyson turned to his team and asked, "Can I be honest?" The former world champion then told his interviewer, "I don't think he can hurt me. And I'm a glory junkie. I love people thinking about me all day. I'd rather live a short life of glory than a long life of obscurity. It's just who I am." Tyson's bout against Paul will mark his first fight since 2020. 2020 when he had an exhibition match against Roy Jones Jr. that ended in a draw. Before that, Tyson's last professional fight was in 2006, which also served as his retirement from boxing. The announcement of the Paul vs. Tyson fight earlier this year has sparked intense criticism. Tyson added, "This is all I started fighting for. To get all this fucking status. I'm going to be chasing it for the rest of my life, I know that. I'm never going to get what I want, because I'm one of those gluttons for pain. I can never get enough." Mike Tyson asserted that Jake Paul won't stand a chance against him when they face off in the boxing ring. There is considerable apprehension surrounding Tyson's upcoming bout. Although his skill set is indisputable, his age, 58, raises concerns about potential vulnerability in the ring. To address these worries, the governing body has mandated the use of heavier gloves, reduced the rounds to 8, and shortened their duration. However, the former undisputed heavyweight champion, renowned for being one of the most formidable fighters in history, dismisses these assertions and confidently believes that Paul won't even manage to land a hit on him, let alone cause any harm. A lot of people are questioning why Tyson, at 58 and on the cusp of senior citizenship, chose to step back into the ring, attributing his motivation primarily to financial incentives. Even though Paul made $30 million from his bout with Tommy Fury, underscoring his substantial following, Tyson maintains that it's not the lure of Benjamin Franklin's $100 bills that draws him into the ring. Rather, it's the excitement of the fight itself. Meanwhile, Mike Tyson reportedly told Jake Paul that accepting a fight with Mike Perry would put their impending match at risk. The internet star turned professional boxer was gearing up for a high-stakes bout against the 58-year-old heavyweight legend Tyson in Texas, a clash expected to attract over 80,000 fans this weekend. In the interim, Paul was honing his skills by facing off against bare-knuckle fighter and former UFC star Perry. Recently, Paul discussed his choice to dive into this bout before his scheduled year-end showdown with Tyson. He said, "This is what I do. I'm here to fight. I'm not in the gym just to be in the gym. I like to put it on the line. I love to take risks and do big events. He's a dangerous man. We had to keep the date alive and keep things going. I'm on a path to becoming world champion, and I'm not slowing down for anybody." Jake Paul recounted that Mike Tyson had called him, expressing concern over Paul's decision to fight Mike Perry. Tyson had described Perry as a formidable opponent, warning Paul that this fight could jeopardize the biggest match and payday of his career. Paul noted that Tyson's words added pressure and raised the stakes, but he relished such moments and was confident that Perry would not be the one to defeat him. Jake added, "Both are killers and both are super dangerous. That's why I wanted to keep this fight card alive. Stay active and keep getting experience under the bright lights. This is a Mike appetizer, a Mike warm-up, but they're both killers at the end of the day. I do have to be sharp. He does have one punch KO power which I have to respect, but other than that, it's going to be easy." Jake Paul added that he was staying focused and determined. He explained that the fight came about because Mike Perry has a large and passionate fan base, noting that every time he posted a picture on Instagram, one of the top comments would always be a challenge to fight Perry. Paul expressed his enjoyment in proving people wrong and taking on fights that others doubted he would accept. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.